We're starting out warm again. A pretty sunrise in Springfield, and it is 71 degrees on south and southeast winds at 7 miles per hour. We've got these temperatures in the upper 60s and lower 70s, much above average for this time of year. It's 68 degrees in Branson and 71 in Monette. A little bit sticky out there too. Some oranges on the Muggy Meter map tell us that we are feeling it a little bit out there this morning. So we're starting out warm around 70 degrees. 93 by dismissal. Will be hot and sticky again. We could pop an isolated storm or two on the heat and humidity of the day, but most of us will wind up staying dry. We drop to almost 70 degrees tonight, and then by tomorrow, same thing, another summery day. Temperatures in the lower 90s, maybe a storm or two. Things start to change, though, by Friday. We start to bring up some tropical remnants, more clouds, a front gets stalled, so we're looking at some showers and storms, and temperatures cooling back closer to average in the lower 80s. The front stalls through the weekend and into early next week, so that's going to keep rounds of showers and storms and that cool down hanging around. So just 2 more days in the 90s. Temperatures in the lower 80s, again, through the weekend into early next week, because look at that 7-day forecast. Once we start with the storm chances on Friday, we'll keep them around through early next week. The front stalls will have some more widespread rain this weekend, maybe some locally heavy downpours. No real good signal right now on when the front kicks out. So for now, we've got to keep that storm chance on Monday and Tuesday. Again, temperatures finally a little bit closer to average. Joe?
Some breaking news that we're still following now. Authorities say a person has been injured in a shooting that happened this morning at 3 a.m. It happened on Bergman Street in Springfield. The individual was shot in the torso and rushed to a local hospital. He's in stable condition right now. No suspects are in custody, but we are still tracking this for you. First responders are getting honored today at the Springfield Chamber of Commerce, and they're recognizing them with an appreciation breakfast. Hannah Zettel is live one last time this morning with a preview of the event.
That's right, Joe. We are here at the Oasis Convention Center where the breakfast is going to be kicking off in just about an hour here. They're expecting about 250 members of Springfield first responders. That's the fire department, the police department, the Greene County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff Arnott is even going to be leading the prayer this morning, and Chief Williams will be doing the Pledge of Allegiance. So some really good representation there. And of course, the event is just all about, appreciating our first responders who work so hard to keep the entire city, the entire county safe. And this morning I'm joined by one of the sponsors of the event. You own Rick's Automotive. I'm with Rick himself. Thank you for being here this morning.
Absolutely.
Sure. So what made you want to get involved this morning with the breakfast?
Well, the Springfield community is very supportive. The business community is very supportive of our first responders, and this gives us a chance just to honor them in a more formal, significant way and show that honor to them and show the support that we have for them.
Right. And so, whenever we do see all the different first responders working together, it's usually in an emergency. So this morning we get to see them in a more relaxed way, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I get to see them interact with one another, the fire department, with the sheriff's department, police department, the EMTs, and because they work together on a daily basis all the time, but you don't a lot of times get to see that because if you're there, you might be in that emergency situation. But Springfield community is very blessed to have these hard-working men and women that are willing to put themselves in harm's way on a daily basis, on a moment's notice, to keep us safe, whether it's on our roads, in our homes, in our businesses. So it is very nice to be able to give back a little bit of something to them and show that support.
Right, again, and it's going to be starting off pretty soon here. Thank you so much for being here this morning and for sponsoring this event. It's going to be a great morning. But for now, reporting in Springfield, Hannah Zettel, Ozarks First.
Thank you, Hannah. We move on now. Missouri Governor Mike Parson is speaking out about a shortage of police officers across the state. Missouri Net reports that Parson spoke about the difficulty in a press briefing. We spoke to the SPD about their recruiting efforts, and in the past few years, they've changed those up. Some include paying recruits going through their 9-month academy. They also give referral bonuses to city employees who refer officers and offer college credit. Resource Management Officer Brandon Keene says the department applicant numbers have dipped, but the quality of applicants has been above average.
But some of our quality the last couple of years has actually been very positive. A lot of that is the support we have of our community, which is unlike a lot of other places. We've tried to focus a lot on that quality applicant pool here at the SPD, and so we've had some success with that. We were able to fill our last 2 academies.
Keene says the ability to fill their academy the last 2 years is something the department had not been able to do since the 90s. We keep crime in focus now for you, and we know the cause of death for a suspect in a deputy-involved shooting in Jasper County. Last week, deputies were responding to a residence to check out a possible stolen vehicle. Before deputies could make contact with the people on the property, those shots were fired, and Kenneth Ashburn allegedly fired at Deputy Justin Henry, who was hit in the leg during this incident. An autopsy now reveals that the exchange ended with Ashburn dying from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. To some political coverage for you right now. A spokesperson for the Missouri Attorney General's office told us the office would likely be dropping the lawsuit against Purdue Pharma. This comes after the drug company filed for bankruptcy over the weekend. You may recall former Attorney General Josh Hawley began that suit against 3 major opioid manufacturers in 2017. Current Attorney General Eric Schmidt has since continued that fight for people impacted by the epidemic, and his press secretary, Chris Nelly, told us in an email, quote, "We are supportive of the settlement that's been touted by other states publicly in the wake of the bankruptcy. We have not made a determination yet regarding our lawsuit against Purdue, but we will seek justice against them whenever we can in any way." New regulations on industrial farms in Missouri have finally taken effect. The law prevents counties from passing stricter regulations on CAFOs, but a Cole County judge recently lifted a restraining order on that law. A lawsuit against the bill filed last month is going forward, though. A hearing is set for December 9th, and the lawsuit aims to return control over regulations to the counties. At least 20 counties have pushed to pass their own regulations ahead of the state law taking effect. Let's go around the region now for you. In St. Louis, a police officer is suing the city and department, claiming he was violently beaten while working undercover during a protest in 2017. Luther Hall's lawsuit mirrors allegations made by federal prosecutors back in a November indictment of 4 police officers there. He was working undercover during a protest following the acquittal of a former officer who fatally shot a suspect. The suit says Hall was slammed to the ground, kicked, and beaten. A vote to take out an Arkansas lawmaker is coming next month. Republican Representative Mickey Gates was arrested last year and charged for not filing tax returns for a span of 5 years between 2012 and 17. As part of an agreement with prosecutors, Gates pleaded no contest to 1 count of not filing. House officials are planning to meet on October 11th to vote on a resolution calling for his removal. He's served in the House now since 2015. Just a few moments left here on Daybreak, and Elisa Rapp is back here to tell us, oh boy, dress cool again, right?
Yeah, summer hanging around today and tomorrow. We'll have temperatures at 93 degrees by dismissal, mostly sunny, hot, and sticky. Same thing tomorrow. Then look at those storm chances creep back in, and the temperatures creep back down into the lower 80s by the weekend.
We'll take those storms with the cooler temperatures, I suppose. Take a look at the sunrise, everyone. Have a good Wednesday morning.